Welcome back to the Goodness Margin, the place where we find margin for the good things in life. Let's talk about a capsule wardrobe. I get the question often, what is a capsule wardrobe? According to Wikipedia, a capsule wardrobe is a term used in American publications as early as the 1940s to denote a small collection of garments designed to be worn together, which harmonize in color and line. So basically, a capsule wardrobe are items that can be mixed and matched. Today, we're going to be talking about a capsule wardrobe specifically pertaining to kids. Now, a kid's capsule wardrobe is the perfect place to start if you're interested in trying this out. And the number one reason that I love having a capsule wardrobe for my children is because kids grow. Your child is going to need an entire new set of clothes potentially next year. They might even need a new set of clothes next month. I know that if you have children, then you've experienced the same thing that I've experienced, that all of a sudden your child has outgrown all of their shoes or all of their jeans, or all of a sudden all of their dresses are too short. And so if we stick with a capsule wardrobe, it's a very affordable way to still help our child to look really cute for school and for church and for all of the things, but we're saving a lot of time and a lot of money by making it easy or on ourselves. So how do we get started with a capsule wardrobe? First, we want to choose a color palette. This is something that typically the stores will sort of choose for me. It seems like each season there's a certain color palette that the stores have a lot of the kids' clothes that go in those same lines. And many times, fall, it'll be more of your burgundy, brown, navy, those types of things. And then for summer, brighter pops of color. I have a few stores that I like to shop at, and so I will go and look and see what they have to offer and start from there determining a color palette. Now, you can look on Pinterest and it will show you this is a list of exactly what you need to purchase. And many times those are things that are not on sale, and you will need to, just scrap everything that you have and start from scratch. Absolutely do not do that. If you have some things that still fit your child from the previous season, then start there and let that be the spring pad for your color palette choice. Secondly, you need to determine how many pieces of clothing do my children need. I know that when my daughter was small, I had a son first, and he was almost 10 when she was born. And all of a sudden I had this beautiful little baby girl that I could buy all of these beautiful clothes for. And I definitely very much overbought. I spent way too much money on clothing for her. And I'm so thankful that through my journey into minimalism and figuring out what worked best for us, I came across this concept of a capsule wardrobe, and it has worked so well for us. So now I keep myself confined to a certain amount of clothing that she needs in each category. First, let's talk about school clothes. If your child does go to school each day, or they go to daycare or wherever they go, then I make a decision of exactly how many pieces I need based on that. My daughter for preschool went 4 days a week. So since she went 4 days a week, I like to have 2 weeks worth of clothing, just kind of rotate those and mix and match those pieces. So essentially I had a little bit more than 2 weeks because some of her tops and bottoms would go with a different, you could kind of mix those up and those would create more outfits. So I had 8 school outfits for her. Once I had 8 outfits, I stopped there. That was exactly how many outfits I had for school. We go to church every single Sunday, and we live in the South, and so our seasons sort of go together. Fall and winter are kind of the same, and then spring and summer. And so for each of those 2 seasons a year, I will do 6 church dresses. That's worked well for me. And that is definitely an area that I personally could overspend in because they're so beautiful. And this is beautiful. This is a great deal. I would love to purchase it. But once I have 6, I stop and I know that we are all done. And unless it's a great buy for me to purchase next year, I am not going to purchase it. Then what about those in-between clothes? If you're going to dinner with friends, or maybe you're going to a graduation. Right now in our current season, I don't have a particular set of clothing for that because I will use clothes that she could wear to school or clothes that she can wear to church. A lot of that, according to what pair of shoes you put on or how you do their hair, you can kind of use those pieces for anything. But if this is a category you feel like you need, then determine an amount of clothes that you need for that. And lastly, regarding clothes, we have play clothes. Now, I never purchase play clothes because I find that those are items that my daughter is starting to grow out of, or that she used for school last year and maybe something got on it, and I just let play clothes be clothes that I know they're going to be donated once she is completely grown out of them. Now, what about shoes? For school, we have one pair of sneakers for school, and I like to buy something that's leather. It's easy to wash. I can clean them really easy. Lots of times I end up throwing that pair of sneakers away at the end of the school year. So I keep that one pair designated for school. Now, if that pair still fits her at the end of the summer, as this school year has ended and now it's summertime, those are now her play shoes. She can play outside in the yard. If she gets them muddy, it's totally okay. So that's how I transition those shoes. And then for that kind of in-between time, and then even for church, I like to have two pair. I love the summertime because we have two pairs of sandals. Those work really well for church. I keep those really versatile, and they also work great if we want to go to the library. She can throw those sandals on as well. And then step number 3, as you purchase, just make sure that things can be mixed and matched. Try to not purchase one piece that only matches one thing. So not just this one shirt that only matches this one skirt, but maybe the shirt can be put with some other items, or the little skirt could be put with some other shirts. And the biggest tip that I have is to be sure that the shoes that you purchase coordinate with all of the clothing. This is summertime for us, and so she has these really cute iridescent sandals that really match anything. And she has another pair of gold and leopard sandals, and those really seem to match everything as well. That is my biggest tip, is to keep your shoes neutral. You can still have a really cute pair of shoes and be really neutral, and then they will coordinate with all of the other pieces of clothing. Another tip is buy secondhand. I love buying secondhand clothing because I can get it for a really great deal. And then typically I take good care of, especially her little dresses. I don't put them in the dryer. I hang them to dry, and then I can turn around and sell them for almost the same price that I purchased them for. So if you have already purchased clothing for your kids for this year, don't go out and purchase an entire new wardrobe. But moving forward, look at how that you can utilize this concept of a capsule wardrobe. It's definitely not something that I always did. In fact, I have some photos on Instagram of how her closet used to be bursting at the seams. My son, I use a capsule wardrobe for him as well, but he's a teenager and he is rapidly growing to the point that we just try to keep him in clothes. And I feel like with a teenager, especially a boy, they have jeans and t-shirts, that those things coordinate really well together. But especially for a small child, sometimes we can overbuy and they have tons and tons of clothes. I think that if you try out a capsule wardrobe, you would find a lot of margin for goodness in your life. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you'll be notified when the next video goes live.